2, 1, and we are live, Jeremy. Got cool in the
I was
gang.
like, what is that song?
You were saying get down on it earlier,
Get
and I was
down
like,
on
yep,
it.
that's going to be the one I picked. I might have to fast forward. Yeah. So what's been going on, man?
It's one of those songs that I don't really know, like the whole song, and I just know the chorus.
Yeah, same here. The get down on it.
Yeah.
Makes me just want to get down on it, I guess.
Yeah. Episode 3, get down on it.
Episode 3, guys.
What was I saying?
Yep.
Podcast.
What was I saying? We had a little conundrum that we were dealing with. It was
People don't use that word enough.
so what was I saying, or what was I saying?
So we're gonna drop the so.
Yeah, I think so.
He's Matt.
I am Matt, and he is Jeremy.
Yes, and this is what was I saying?
Yep. And this is episode number 3.
Trace.
So, what's been going on, man? I ain't seen you all week.
Labor Day weekend was
Yep.
good. Took a long weekend. Went to Atlanta.
Oh, yeah, how was that?
Good. Didn't plan on it, but we went to Dragon Con. It was really awesome. Got free tickets.
Oh, shoot. There you go.
Kind of overwhelming. Like, we have Pensacon here, which is really cool. I think it's pretty big. I thought it was, like, big, but Dragon Con was... They said it's sort of the closest thing to San Diego that we have on the East Coast.
Oh, really?
And, I mean, it was like 4 or 5 different hotels hosted it. I mean, it was just... It was insane. Like, it was actually insane. Like, it was just... I can't go on and on about how good it was. It was good. I got to meet, like, some of my favorite actors and stuff, but...
Who'd you meet?
Met Michael Rosenbaum from Smallville, because I love Lex Luthor. He was one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
And it's always been my bucket list thing to meet anyone from Smallville, so I got to meet him. And this was the coolest thing about this trip was like we didn't plan to go to Atlanta to Dragon Con. We were going to celebrate my friend's birthday. And then another friend's like, hey, I got extra tickets. I was like, I want to go. Let's go.
Yeah, no doubt.
Then I met Katie Cassidy from Arrow. Another guy, just another character named Curtis, and then I met the Reverse Flash from Flash. So
Cool.
I'm a nerd, so.
Yeah, did you get any pictures or anything?
You get pictures. You know they charge for that stuff.
Oh, go figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$40 a selfie.
$40 a selfie? No way.
I swear to chickens. Yeah.
So, but you got it though, right? Did
Yeah.
you pay
Because
$40?
real quick, first story I've ever had me going to a Comic Con was I didn't know that they charge for that kind of stuff. So the girl from Walking Dead came here, and what was her name? I remember her name. Anyway, she's called the Teddy Bear Zombie Girl. She was actually the first zombie that was in Walking Dead or Walker. And so I went to a con. She was there, and I ran up to her table, and I got a picture with her, an autograph. And her mom's like, "That'll be $40." And I was like, "Oh, okay," because I didn't know it was my first one.
Yeah.
This was years ago, so I've learned my lesson.
I would have just taken off and run.
So I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I guess that's how they make their money. So
Yeah.
it was cool because most of them charge only $20 for selfie. I like to get autographs and selfies, but I would rather have a picture than an autograph myself, for me.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I can understand why they charge for autographs because some people can make money off that.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you sell their item, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But for a picture, I don't think they should sell. So some of them were only charging $20 for a selfie, like the guys were, and then the girls were charging $40, which was crazy.
Man, I'd probably charge $5.
Yeah.
But easy for me to say.
I can just see you setting up a booth. $5. They're like, who are you?
Dude, I bet you people would come up and take a picture with me.
It's true.
If I was just like, I'm Matt Bowler from the What Was I Saying podcast.
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh my gosh, how much for? It's only $5? Yeah, I'm trying to keep it cheap.
Sure.
I'd make bank.
They had 3 floors of vendors, which our normal one here just has like 1 floor. But they had 3 whole floors of vendors and artists. I mean, it was just,
Wow.
We were just overwhelmed. And we could have gone like the other day, and but one day did us in. We were like, okay, we're done.
Yeah.
So I actually would probably do it again. I am very thankful. I think ours was a little more organized here, but when you have half the size, it's easier to organize.
Right.
So
Well, man, that's cool. Anything else? What else you got going? That's all you did this weekend?
that's enough. Believe me,
Really?
it was enough. So yeah.
Yeah.
You?
Me, I had I won't say it's terrible. I ended up getting sick on, I think we
You
talked
had your
about it on the
surgery.
podcast. Yeah.
You were going to have your surgery.
Yep. I finally had my surgery. That would have been on Thursday.
Yep.
And, man, I was out of it. Just waking up that few hours later and just, then I've actually got
What
some
was it
funny
again?
videos of it.
You sound like an alien.
And then around Saturday, I started getting sick. Like my nose started running. I'm like, man, what is going on? And dude, yesterday,
You were down.
done.
hate that feeling.
I mean, I was so sick, but I guess the immune system was fighting for my shoulder or whatever, and I got sick.
I feel like whenever they put you down under anesthesia, because you probably went under anesthesia.
Yeah.
I think your body just, you know what I mean? Like all your defenses go down. Because a lot of people get sick after having surgery and stuff.
Yeah, well, they were doing all the little pre-stuff. He was putting this nerve block in me, which is the thing I had in my neck till yesterday. It just makes your arm feel like it's asleep all the time. And the nurse came in there and she put this oxygen in my nose. You know, the little cable that goes, was making my eyes water. And I was like, I don't want this. So I pulled it off. And she's like, no, you have to keep that in your nose. I was like, well, can we just put it in a second? Blah, blah. The second time I pulled it off, she's like, oh, okay. You want to keep taking it off? She unscrewed this shot of stuff. And it was, God, Adam told me what the heck it was. But she just injected it, all of it, in my IV. I remember nothing after that. So,
she was just going to ease you down. And you just was like, no.
Well, I just kept taking the thing out. She's like, okay, well, you all right? If you want to keep messing with that oxygen thing, bam. So
they don't play.
No, and I was asleep.
So it was like anesthesia, though.
That was man, I don't want to say the wrong name, but it was something, and it just completely it wasn't the anesthesia, but I did have that when I finally did surgery.
Yeah.
But it's like a memory jug or the stuff they give you for the wisdom teeth to where you're not completely out of it.
It's sort of like, yeah.
Man, if I had Google working,
it's like a different level of anesthesia.
Yeah.
I think there's just different levels that like put you under, and then there's kind of where you're sort of like floating at the top kind of thing, you know? So, yeah.
So that was that, and man, I woke up, and man, I don't know. I really didn't come to till after I fell back asleep at the house. So that's been my weekend, or my Labor Day weekend. Was
it takes
surgery
a while to get that stuff out of your system,
sick.
too. Like the anesthesia stays in your system for like a day or so.
I still feel like I'm not back to normal.
Yeah.
But whatever. What are you going to do?
Shoulders are hurting?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's not. I wish I still had that nerve block.
So what do they do?
It wasn't my rotator cuff. They went in there and they fixed 2 ligaments. And, man, whenever we start filming, I guess I'm pointing here. So everybody, I'm just pointing at my shoulder.
He's looking at his shoulder.
And they fixed 2 ligaments that were right here that were torn. And then when he went in there, he saw that my bicep was, like, butterflied. And so the tear was going down into my bicep muscle.
That doesn't sound good at all.
He fixed that too, so that was a fresh tear on it.
Oh, my God.
And then I've got 2 big holes right here. I just took a shower yesterday.
Oh, my God.
And what was yesterday, Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Thursday morning, or actually that Wednesday night is when I took a shower, and I had to use this soap. I didn't take a shower until yesterday. So you talk about gross, dude. I just felt gross. I was like, ugh.
And you're in a sling. Yeah. Sometimes.
Okay. Well, I need to be in it all the time, but right now I'm
not telling anyone, but he's not wearing it now.
Right.
It's okay. That's crazy, though.
Yeah, it's not fun.
No.
And it was so fast. It's not like, oh, when you have surgery next week, let's get everything together and, let's try to move these accounts and then try to make your workload. No, it got hurt on Monday.
Injury, that's exactly your injury, everything. Just you've literally less than a week you had your surgery.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got hurt on Monday. And then Tuesday, we were kind of debating because he only does Tuesday, Thursday surgeries. And then, bam, come Thursday or Wednesday, I did the x-ray thing, whatever.
Yeah.
And Thursday, I was under.
Well, it's a good thing he did because if he went in there and saw that fresh tear, then if he would have waited to do surgery, it could have been worse.
Oh, yeah. And I don't know.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I'll get over it.
And now we have Hurricane Irma.
Yeah.
Irma good. I saw that meme today and I died. It said Irma God and it had that little girl that does the Irma.
Yeah.
Like mashed potatoes, carrots.
I haven't even looked at it. But
you and social media and the world outside this house, I don't understand it.
I know. It's like I never leave.
Like, I believe if we didn't do a podcast about the eclipse, you wouldn't even know what was going on.
If they wouldn't making such a fuss about the glasses,
you wouldn't have known.
I had no idea.
You would have known. You know that.
Hey, did you see the eclipse? No, when was it?
When was it? Yeah. So, as of right now, it's a Category 5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. They turned to Category 5 this morning. I think Puerto Rico, and then they got us under state of emergency right now. I mean, it's hitting like, if you grew up in the South, you're sort of used to these jargon that they use and stuff, but we went through, I just saw the date of it. When was Hurricane Ivan?
2004.
2004. We went through a bad one here. It was right after I moved here to Pensacola. And so I think the city itself just sort of, when you go through a bad one like that, you freak out.
Oh, yeah.
because right now there's no water anywhere, no bottled water, and gas. I literally the gas station here by your house out of gas.
You know, that's crazy. The Chevron?
Yeah, no, the Shell right here.
Oh, okay. Because I just went to the Chevron. See, I need a gas anyway.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. Thankfully, I needed gas anyway. But yeah, people were already lined up, like on my way here today.
I had no idea. And then Ben comes in. He's like, "Man, water's out, everything."
And we don't even know if it's coming. I mean, hopefully, knock on wood. You know, we don't know when to get it, but we don't want it.
Let me tell y'all something, and you might not hear this. Well, I might upload this tonight. So here's a little tip: if you're around any Walmarts, go to the baby aisle, and you know the gallons of water that have the baby on them.
Yeah.
It's over there in the nursery section.
The distilled water?
Yeah. And you can go get that.
And it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's just water.
Yeah.
So you'll go in there and get
so
water.
Smart.
Because nobody's going to, nobody's thinking that.
Now, I don't know, they might think because almost all the formula was already gone when I walked past the baby out earlier. And formula was already gone. So
yeah.
The thing is, I hope that they get more deliveries before. Supposedly, it's supposed to hit Tampa on Sunday, and so by Thursday we'll know where it's going. So,
oh yeah, man, we still
and then Jose just formed behind it.
Wouldn't that be something? Just bam, and then before you can even think, you got another one.
Wouldn't that be something?
I don't know.
Okay, good. Let's not say. So yeah, it's crazy, and I think the main thing is that people just need to not spread. Like if it's not just this is just me personally. If it's not from the Weather Channel, I don't forward it. You know what I mean? Like, because there's some projectors that was like, it's going to hit Houston again and da-da-da, fire and brimstone.
Oh, and getting people just worked up.
That's what I'm saying. But, yeah, it's BS to me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So don't feed into that crap.
Check the European model, too. Exactly. It's probably the most accurate.
I think Weather Underground is what my old boss used to use. It's pretty good. It's called Weather Underground.
Yeah, the Weather Channel, I mean, I like it, but they hype stuff up.
They do.
Oh my God, it's coming.
But that projection path, I mean, literally there's the little spaghetti path. Like, they have it going from everywhere. But
let's look right now what the European models
My projection is that it's going to go straight. And again, I don't want no one to get it. But from the models that I saw, not that I'm a meteorologist, but right up through Florida, I think is where it's going to go.
Cool.
I hit Tampa and then just go straight up north. So.
I mean, you know what I thought about doing? I thought about buying a bunch of batteries off of Amazon. And then, but I'm not going to do this. But, because my luck, the hurricane would dissipate or something. Now I'm stuck with all these batteries. But getting them and then putting them on, like, the Let Go app.
Oh, yeah.
And just jacking the price up.
Don't do that.
I'm not. But.
And anyone listening, do not do that.
Oh, yeah. Definitely don't do it. But if you want to do it, it's Let Go. It's garage sale.
Certified asshole if you did that. So, no, we will not do that.
Well, people need batteries. You got them.
So wrong. I do think it's. I'm not going to say it's. I don't know. It's. How am I trying to say this? They were trying to raise stuff for Harvey here, locally, but then I was like, I mean, we may need it ourselves. You know what I mean? Because we don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
But I mean, they're still suffering so bad over there. But so anyway, so between that, I mean, it's just a waiting game. That's the thing about hurricanes living in the South. It's just a waiting game.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know when your hurricane parties. You don't know when to plan them. You don't know what your theme's going to be yet.
No. I mean, you see, they need to plan this stuff out.
We need to be able to plan our hurricane parties.
You know what I never got with hurricanes?
What?
Is people would buy, and I get the bread. They're like, we got to buy bread and milk. Bread and milk. And I'm thinking, why the hell would you buy milk if your power goes out? We got to drink this milk quick.
That's so true.
But if you go to, there's no milk at Walmart. Yeah. It's all gone. They're like, okay, got our milk.
Yeah.
Before the hurricane got it.
I guess for me, like growing up, you always hear like the name storms, which you were in more northern Alabama. You know what I mean? I know you got affected, but a lot of times y'all got the remnants of it.
But
being in Mobile, you know. So my mom was pregnant with me in '79 during Frederick, which I think hit around September, I think. And so growing up, you hear like Camille and Frederick, all these storms. You know, our parents grew up around. You know what I mean? But until Ivan, I never experienced it personally.
Right.
Because we had to boil our water here for a couple of weeks. When you went to McDonald's, it was just canned Cokes and burgers because they had like a generator, but they still wanted to be open.
Oh, no doubt.
All the Walmarts, which is crazy. This was when my Walmart tossed out all their food. Their freezers went down, so they had to throw out their food. They didn't donate it; they gave it away because I guess they can get in trouble if somebody gets sick off of it.
Right.
But yeah, so I think that's why our city here, because we're just, again, we've been through it.
Yeah, and Ivan, it actually came over the sound, didn't it?
Yeah, Ivan was originally supposed to hit Mississippi, and I'm not like a uber hurricane, but I do know that the east part of the storm gets the worst part. And so Ivan was supposed to go to Mississippi, so Mobile was going to get the worst part. At the last minute, it went to Mobile. Right over Gulf Shores was the I, which means Pensacola got the east side. That's why we didn't. We should have evacuated no matter what, but we didn't.
Yeah.
And so that's why Pensacola got hit so hard, because no one evacuated, because everybody thought, oh, it's not going to, we're going to get a little rain, da-da-da-da. So.
Yeah, and then the next year, Katrina, bam.
Yep.
It was more Gulfport, Louisiana, but still.
Yeah. Well, that's why everybody, here's what happened with Katrina.
Mm-hmm.
Katrina was, New Orleans technically got the worst of it, but only because they're under.
Right, only because of the levee, bro.
Yeah.
But Gulfport, Mississippi.
Got actually the worst because they are on the east side.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why that happened. But all the damage, because, I mean, honestly, a little sprinkle in New Orleans can flood.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because it's under, is it under sea level? Is that what it's under sea level.
Yeah, below sea level.
Below, yeah.
It's under it.
It's
under the
it.
sea.
It's like a limbo.
Yeah. I was thinking the mermaid song, Ariel. Little Mermaid.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like the mermaid. The
mermaid song.
Under the Sea.
Oh, yeah. That's New Orleans.
That's it. I just got back from New Orleans for the trivia thing. I think I talked
did?
about that last week.
Yeah, you did.
But,
I love New Orleans. I almost went there this weekend because they had Southern Decadence, which is like gay Mardi Gras. It's
really?
Like crazy.
Is it? You've ever been?
We went last year, and that's why we didn't want to go this year.
Oh, really? So one and done?
It's good. Don't get me wrong, but it's crazy. I mean, it's just. Plus, it's just so much hotter. The humidity is bad here, but I feel like New Orleans is like hellish. Like the humidity is so worse over there, and I think it has to do with that under the sea elevation that they have.
Yeah.
Every
bar had the Little Mermaid playing.
They did.
So you got to think the humidity would be bad.
Exactly. I mean, people I saw. I'm telling you. I mean, on a normal trip to New Orleans, I feel like New Orleans is the East Las Vegas. Is that safe to say?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I just made that up. That should be their new slogan.
We're a little bit of a milder tone than Vegas.
But I don't know. I've been to Bourbon Street sometimes, and I did go to Bourbon Street one night, and we saw this rat. It was so big, but we thought it was a cat. And when we got close up to it, that sucker was ginormous. It was huge. So that was a fun trip.
Yeah, Hannibal Buress does a few jokes on about New Orleans. Mm-hmm. And I won't slaughter his jokes, but if y'all get a chance, go look him up. They're hilarious. He talks about the rats and the 5-star restaurants and stuff. Crazy.
But New Orleans is such a good city, though. I mean, it has a funk about it, has a smell about it. But I think that's just that's just it.
Yeah.
But it's such a good, like the culture and the food and so much about it is just really good.
Well, I hope you can. Can you hear this mint that I'm eating?
Is it a singing mint?
No.
Does it do dances?
I never was a smoker ever. Never smoked. And then in 2013, I was working at it might have been 12. I was working at Radio Shack, and still in school. And girls started smoking that was working there, so I'd go out there with her and smoke. And I'd be damned if I didn't. Are you
serious?
Yep. So I smoked for like about a year.
How can you pick it up that late in life,
dude? And I was never a smoker. Like. Didn't want to have anything to do with it.
That's crazy.
And now, you see these mints? Mm-hmm. I eat them like candy. They're the little nicotine lozenges.
Are you serious? Mm-hmm. You use nicotine lozenges. So when was the last time you smoked a cigarette?
2 years ago or longer.
Okay.
I mean, it's been a minute.
But do you feel like is it a habit, or do you feel like you still have that addiction to nicotine? So
it's the nicotine in it.
Really?
Because if I stop eating these mints, I'll start like grinding my teeth. Stop. I've even switched over to like Altoids to see if I can get off them.
Them things are strong. That's like, scraping your tongue.
I do. I'll sit there and these will be in my mouth.
That's
crazy. All the time, dude. Like all the time.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And they're probably a lot more expensive than normal mints.
Oh yeah.
They're like Altoids $2.99, nicotine mints $22.99.
$36.
Shut
I
the
promise
front
you.
door.
$36, and if you get them from CVS, they have 3 containers. If you get them at Walmart, they equate, they're 4. So it's a terrible habit. Yeah.
My mom quit. She smoked my whole life that I was alive. And so it was around 30 years, because I'm 37 now. So she quit a few years ago. She had to have a surgery, and so they told her to quit for surgery. She quit cold turkey.
Oh, wow.
Seriously. After 30 years, I was so proud of her. You know what she had to do? She had a Ziploc bag, and she cut straws in half. Hers was the habit. So she had to hold on to the half piece of straw in between her fingers. And she put it in her mouth every now and then, but mainly it was just holding the straw.
Yeah.
That was her habit after a meal or just watching TV, because you get into the habit of things. And so for her, that's how, I mean, she had suckers and that kind of thing too. She never used the nicotine stuff at all. But yeah, somehow she quit cold turkey. And
I think what got me really hooked, and this might be a myth, but it seems like it was really bad. But I was taking the Vyvanse when I was in school. You know, study. It's like an Adderall.
Okay.
And we'll just say Adderall. And then I would take that, and man, all I wanted, I would chain smoke. So it was like I was craving stimulants with that stuff. And so when I was taking that stuff, I would just smoke and smoke and smoke and smoke, smoke. And then on the days I didn't take it, I still wanted the nicotine, but I didn't smoke near as much.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So maybe that had something to do with it too.
I don't know if there's anything. I have to be doing something all the time with my hands. My friend brought me a Superman fidget spinner, so I've been meaning to bring it here to the podcast because, I have to have something the whole time I'm talking. I'm bending over this tripod thing right now while I'm talking.
Yeah.
But I have to do something with my hands at all time. Like, it's hard for me unless I'm in a movie theater, if I'm at home, I'm either on the computer, on my phone. It's hard for me to focus on a movie. I don't have, I'm not, attention deficit or nothing like that. I just have to be doing something with my hands. So I think that for me, that's it. So
I got the little Fidget Cube during the trivia thing because when we did regionals, I had a pen and I was just drawing on a piece of paper. And I know the people sitting next to me were like, if you don't stop, they're going to drawing. Yeah. So I had a little Fidget Cube, not a fidget spinner, but the cube. And man, I like it. Yeah. And matter of fact, I'm writing that down right now.
I remember our first podcast, I was scared because the whole time we were doing our first podcast, I was clicking a pen. Just out of habit, so I didn't know if it was going to be called on the microphone. Thankfully, it wasn't. But you know what's crazy to me is I worked with this guy one time, and he would only smoke when he drank.
Yeah,
so he would wake up in the morning and not, the hangover. But then he's like tasting his mouth, and he's like, "Ooh, it tastes like cigarettes." I'm like, how do you do that? How do you just? I don't understand it.
I could get super drunk and smoke cigarettes.
That's crazy,
and it would make me feel bad.
That's crazy.
But
I don't know.
I don't know either.
See, I developed. I've always thought asthma was something you were born with, but I got asthma a few years ago, and so it's hard for me to even be around cigarette smoke.
Oh yeah.
And even my friends like to do the hookah stuff, and it's hard for me to be around that. Do you do the hookah? Have you ever done that?
Man, I did it in high school, and we smoked weed out of it.
No way.
So it was in Mississippi. You can be 18 and buy. You can buy tobacco basically in Mississippi. So I lived right there in Demopolis, which is right there, Meridian. So we drove our buddy Alex. He was 18, I was 16. And me and my buddy Sam, we drove him over there. And he bought us this big hookah thing. We gave him the money. And we might have used it twice or whatever. Yeah. And then, but no, never. Oh, I have. There was a bar, Ollie's in Mobile.
Okay.
It's a little smoke bar, and they had it, and I kind of pulled on it.
I've been there before, not to do hookah, but we went there because you could eat. It's a food place, too.
Yeah. So I did do it there, but no, man, I'm just not big into the smoking stuff. Yeah. But if you give me one of these mints, apparently that's the kicker for me.
And, a lot of people, even, my ex, he would do the vapor thing.
Oh, yeah.
And it didn't really, every now and then it would mess up my asthma. But it didn't as much as the cigarette smoke. It was different. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or the hookah to me was even stronger than the vapor stuff.
Oh, yeah. So no doubt. The hookah, the vapors, man, when they were getting popular, I remember being in the post office, and this dude blows a cloud in front of me, just the big cloud. And I'm like, come on, man.
I was in a movie theater
watching a movie. Everybody look at me blow this thing.
And that's what he did. The person literally in the movie theater. Poof. I'm like, really? In a movie theater? I don't understand it.
Probably blew it up too. Everybody look.
Here's the thing with that. if anybody does vapes, not dissing you and all, but I feel like a lot of people never even smoked because a lot of times they said the vapor thing got people away from cigarettes, which that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But then I believe some people just started doing it because it was the cool thing to do.
Oh,
so
they
now
just did the vape?
Exactly. So now they're addicted to, in that sense, you know what I mean? Because I know you could actually adjust the nicotine in the vapor thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And some of the vapor things look like one of those, remember those Texas Instrument calculators we used to have in school?
Oh, yeah.
Some of the vapor things, they're like, you need a backpack for them.
Yeah. Hey, man, let me borrow your calculator real quick. Oh, this is my vape.
This is my vape,
what?
sorry.
I'm going to fail this test because of
Maybe
your
we should
nicotine
come up with a calculator
addiction.
vape.
Man, dude, we could come up with all kinds of different type vape stuff, but they probably have it.
I wonder if
now.
there's an age limit on vape. Like, do you have to be 18 or because I mean, again, technically, if it's just smoke,
Yeah, no, it's nicotine, so you would have to be.
not all of it though.
Well, it'd be paraphernalia, right? Because
That word.
we couldn't buy the hookah
Hookah.
because it's made for tobacco.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the little pipes.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you can only smoke tobacco out of these. Yeah, okay. Everybody does that, right?
Nobody asked me to do weed, smoke weed with him. One time I was staying with a friend of mine's brother, and he kept asking me to do it, and I wouldn't. I was too afraid to do it because of my asthma.
Mm-hmm.
But we did eat pop brownies one time.
Oh, yeah, you told me about
Did
that.
nothing for me.
Nothing.
Like not even like. But you gotta realize I don't eat a lot of chocolate and all. And I always said like if they did pot chicken nuggets, I'd be all up on it.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like make some pot chicken nuggets, and I might do it. No, it didn't really do nothing for me. But again, I don't eat a lot of sweets anyway. So you know what I mean. So I know you're supposed to eat a couple more and that kind of thing. But so
Man, I can't do it and watch movies. Like, I can't do it now because I'm so busy, dude. Because I get antisocial.
yeah,
I'll just sit there and scan and watch people. I'm like, oh, crap. And then I'm like, I'm too high. Why am I this high? Oh, my gosh. And then, I'll start tripping myself out.
Yeah.
But
But I do
in high
wish it
school,
was.
I could do it all the
I do
time.
wish it was legalized. Though. I think it is legal in Florida. Correct?
Medical, yeah.
is.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe because a friend of mine, when he was going through his cancer stuff, he had the pill form of it,
Oh, yeah, just THC.
and it would. I'm telling you, like I'm a witness to how much it helps people. Like I'm talking about night and day.
Oh, really?
Like he would want to eat without it, he couldn't eat because when you do your chemo and that kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and like without that, so I'm a big advocate for and
Oh, yeah, I don't care.
And I don't believe there's no way you've never seen a person with marijuana try to kill somebody, that kind of thing. Because number one, they're too relaxed. You know what I mean? They don't bother nobody. They're just like, okay, and it's definitely not a gateway drug. You know what I mean?
It could be a gateway drug.
Really?
Yeah, because if I
The only
wouldn't
thing
have
I feel
tried
like it's a gateway to is a
marijuana,
nap.
I wouldn't have tried the other. But it just, I think it's definitely a gateway.
Really?
Yeah, but only because I don't know if I would have tried some of the other things that I did if I wasn't smoking weed first.
Oh, okay. See, I feel like the other stuff gets you hyped up, and weed does the opposite. To my knowledge, again, I've never really.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, I've never done anything
'cause to
sketchy
me-
like meth
'cause
or
the whole-
heroin, but
yeah, Coke.
yeah.
In 1980s call, they want their drug back.
Oh, I know. But yeah, man, I wouldn't have got into like the pain pills and trying to get fucked. But back then,
Yeah.
I wasn't just smoke. I mean, I was smoking to get high.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, that's true. That's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So nowadays, smoke to relax.
Some
to
people
go.
need it to just
Yeah.
relax and stuff. Yeah.
But no.
What do you do now to relax?
Jack off.
Ah!
No.
That definitely does- well, it does help though.
To relax now. I listen to it's crazy. I listen to that the Joe Rogan podcast because I got this Bluetooth thing.
Yeah.
And I'll just throw it in one of my
And you
ears.
just get into the zone.
Yeah. Like when I'm laying down and stuff.
That's one thing I've discovered because I really just when we were talking about doing a podcast this year, I really got into podcasts. And I even put a thing on my Facebook. I was like, "Hey, do people listen? Y'all?" Because remember we were talking about doing more of a YouTube channel only, or just
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
Which we are eventually going to do more YouTube stuff, but I was just asking people, and I was so surprised that almost everyone said podcast. So it really got me into there's a few that I follow now while I'm working. I listen to it. And I could see it, I could see how podcasts are they're more relaxing and that kind of thing.
Yeah. If I didn't have these Bluetooths around my neck all the time, I don't know if I'd be as into them.
Yeah.
But also, me owning my own business, I don't have to go in
Exactly.
from 9 to 5. Man, I can listen to a podcast whenever.
Yeah.
And when they go live, bam, I'm right there.
Yeah.
It's more white noise.
That's
I
true.
think.
Yeah, when I sleep, I have to have a TV on, and I just started listening to beaches and like rain sounds. on Spotify, you can actually look up, and there's like beach sounds or rain sounds or sleep sounds.
So that works for you?
Oh my!
It always makes me have to pee.
See, I was afraid. Okay, funny story.
Okay.
Oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying this. So I was around 22 or 23, and I got one. This is back when those fountains were popular. Remember how everybody, like a few years ago, they had those fountains and you had the rocks in it, and everybody got them. So I thought, I asked for one for Christmas, so my grandmother, my aunt got me one. Put it next to my bed. I was 23 years old, and I pissed my bed.
Holy cow! Because of that,
I swear to everything. I woke up, and it was like I pissed everywhere.
Yeah.
I was like, "Damn you, relaxing fountain!" I did. And it was, so I couldn't use it. So, yeah, I literally did. But for some reason, the beach sound doesn't do it to me.
Then,
no.
I've tried them before, like the white noise.
Yeah. And
listen to them, then the jungle sound. And then every other time, a lion would roar or a chimp or something. I'm like, and it'd wake me back up.
Yeah.
But
I like to go to I don't know if you would go to a psychiatrist or find out why some people, I can't sleep in silence. Like, if it's quiet.
Oh, super quiet?
I can't. It takes me forever to go to sleep.
Wow.
I don't know. You would think you would have to, have silence to sleep.
Yeah.
But to me, I have to have either the TV on, even the light of the TV, because I sleep. I've always, ever since I was a kid, all my beds have always been next to a wall. Mm-hmm. So I always sleep toward the wall.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel most comfortable. And so even I have the light of the TV in the background, and then either the TV volume pretty low so I can still hear it, or either I have my noise. It's just weird.
Man, that bugs me. So we're right the opposite on that.
So you have to sleep in quiet?
And it might just be, I grew up in the country. So we didn't hear cars, trucks, or anything. Yeah. And the lights were just the lights you had in your room. But, man, there was in there. I tried to fall asleep on the couch the other day, and the modem light, and it blinks a little bit when it says it's on Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't do this. Just because of that little bitty light. So, yeah, it's got to be dark.
I have a ceiling fan, a little fan next to my bed that rotates, and I have either some kind of noise going on and my TV on. Just like that's a perfect sleep setting with me.
Man, that's awesome. Well, we are at 32 minutes. What are you thinking?
I don't like it.
What time is it right now?
I don't like it. I don't even know what time it is.
Oh, yeah. Well, man, that went by pretty quick.
We did go by fast.
All right, guys. Well,
that's some serious topics this time.
Yeah,
cutting edge
what
media.
What the hell am I listening to? Is this
talked about weed and hurricanes and everything else?
Yeah, but Labor Day.
Liberty.
I keep wanting to say Memorial Day.
Liberty. So technically end of summer. So start end of. I mean, I don't know. My friend and me talked about that the other day. It's not end of summer, really.
When
calendar-wise, it's not.
September the 21st?
Yeah, 22nd? But I feel socially it is because I feel like we always,
Yeah. This is now we're fixing to start getting into the Christmas holidays. Fourth quarter. Hallelujah. And it'll be cold
actually
down here
Halloween
for
first. Halloween.
Days.
See, the last 3, I start celebrating Halloween September 1st. So.
Are they remaking the Halloween movie? Another one?
Probably next year.
Okay. I heard something about that.
Because
I like the Rob Zombie one.
My favorites are Friday the 13th.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have a horror podcast coming up soon. So
I'm scared.
I'm just letting you know we are.
Oh,
you don't even know.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Didn't even know.
All right. He's been Matt, and I have been Jeremy, and this has been, what was I saying?
That's it.
Episode
See you in
3.
The next one, guys.
Please like and subscribe.
Oh, yeah. Make sure to do all the stuff that everybody says do. The likes, the subscribes, the...
Share it.
That's it.
And you guys please comment if there's some stuff you guys want us to talk about, that kind of thing, or things you don't like us talking about. So.
Yeah, no doubt. Because the feedback helps, and also we're going to be, sooner or later, have this to where we got it filmed up.
And we also have some people coming in. And if you ever want to come to our podcast and talk, please let us know that.
Yeah. Send us a message. All right, guys. See you in the next one.
Please.